about doing it is not really effective, on a basis. So the demand for accountants is really great, and I actually have got a suggestion as to how you, as counsellors, would go about doing your job, because I understand that you're not only specifically looking at a particular profession. I mean, you're not just looking at accounting, somebody else looking at engineering, somebody else looking at doctors or something like that. You are actually advising or counseling your students in all the possible professions. Therefore, I would suggest that to make your work more effective, I suggest that you get the involvement of professionals. Invite the professionals, be it whatever profession, right, and get involved with the PIBGs. That means get the parents also involved, because some students are very obedient. They just do what the parents want them to do. I've got classic examples. My niece, who is very creative, was asked by her father to do accountancy. He says, why? He says, none of our family is an accountant, so why don't you do accountancy and follow the footsteps of Uncle Rahim? Right? So, being obedient, she did. After school, she went to MMU, and she actually taught her class, graduating in accountancy. Right? She was a telecom scholar, that's why she went to MMU. And on graduating, I asked, at that time, Wahid Umar was the chief executive of telecoms, and I asked Wahid, can you please not insist on her joining telecoms immediately? I would want her to join any of the big four firms of accountancy, to actually qualify professionally as an accountant. She only managed 2 years, right? Her own interest is not there, because she was merely obliging her father, but her passion was actually in creative works, right? Even as she's now a senior manager in telecom, she actually makes more money over the weekends making cupcakes, cookies. Seriously, because that's where her passion is. That's where she's very, very productive in creative work, things like that. So weekend she does all these things and earns. For weekends she earns more than the monthly salary that she gets from from telecom. So the point I'm making is the passion, flair is very important in in a student choosing what he or she wants to be as a career on the basis. I suppose in closing, while as I said earlier, I was qualifying to study for engineering because I was a naughty boy. There is a certain characteristics of kids that you can see if is likely going to be having the flair for the figures and would make generally a good accountant. I actually hesitate to suggest it because there is a negative connotation to it, but I'm going to say it anyway because it helps. The playing cards, is a deck of 13 cards. Forget the J, Q, and K, right? The Ace to 9 is just 10 cards. If you allow your students to play around with these cards, right, you can actually see whether they've got a certain liking for numbers, for figures. So, as a kid, I used to play with these playing cards, flipping the cards and see which, continuous 3 cards add up to either 10, 20, or 30. Right? So it's like 4, 7, and 9. Right? So it's 20. So I put out these 3 cards. Or 3 10s is 30, put it away. Right? So, or 1, 2, 7. So, you just use that as a base. Or you can use a base of 5, or whatever it is may be. Right? And that is perhaps something that you can organize in school. Just play around with it. Or you could actually get the students to be involved in the school activities like, say, you've got a food fair or canteen day or whatever the case may be, right? But get them to actually do the analysis of the sales at the canteen, right? Somebody who has got no interest, no flair for numbers, and will not want to read or will not read well. But somebody who has got the flair will be able to tell you, so at the end of the day, whether the canteen has made money or lost money, as the case may be, on the basis. So those are some of the things that schools can do, on the basis. Or I don't know, some schools maybe more ready than others. So you could actually create clubs, accounting clubs. So that people who have got interest in it can then become members and have activities. You can get the help of a professional to help run events or whatever the case may be on the basis. Right? So I guess that's what I would like to share with you on the basis. If I were to be addressing, say, the final year students at universities, I'll say something else. While most parents, most people expect that after graduation, one looks at the job opportunities. I would say to the accounting would-be graduates, do not rely on employment, because in accountancy there are opportunities for you to be self-employed. It is going to be a much better proposition for accounting graduates to look at the potentially self-employment, working for maybe 5 or 6 different companies providing services, rather than being employed by a particular company. Okay, with that I close off, but I can take questions.
Thank you, Encik Rahim. Okay, Encik Rahim covered about accounting. Just want to add something